Network, broadcasting through Be Live TV out into Facebook land. Hello, I hope you guys are all home, safe, and healthy. And welcome. Tonight's session is all about calling in the goddess energy. For us to be in harmony and balance inside of ourselves, it's important that we are accessing all the energy that is inherently ours. And that includes the energy of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in a balanced way. And most of the time, we tend to lean toward one or the other, which leaves us energetically a little bit out of sync. So that's what tonight is all about. And so you guys can help out with the show by liking and sharing it and getting it out there. Hello, Sandy. Welcome to the show. Nice to have you. How are you this evening? It's great to see your shining face. Hope you are doing well. I have been busy today with my calling in my own energy. I don't know if some of you guys have had days like that where you just need to fill the tank a little bit. And tonight is a great night for that. If you missed Ed Langen's broadcast earlier, it was fantastic. So I highly recommend going back and rewatching Life Wisdom with Ed Langen. And then tonight at 8 o'clock, right after my show, Angel Therapy with Maureen Mann is here on a new day and a new time. She'll be following my show the second and the fourth Thursdays. So I'm very excited. Excited to have her. So that's a great energy for us to be working together. Moving from the goddess energy over to the angels, it'll be a big deal. So thank you for liking and sharing, Sandy. Happy to have that. I appreciate that. So as we sort of gather together, I figure I'll do a little bit of housekeeping. And the first thing is that I will be teaching an online class here for Star Nations Academy. It's going to be on Thursday, the 23rd. Had to think about it. And on the 23rd, I will be teaching all about manifestation and multidimensional manifestation in your inner child. And my team has been very much talking to me about conscious creation because of the shift in the energy on the planet and the way things are moving and growing. The law of attraction is shifting and growing, and we are able to create in our reality more rapidly than we have maybe understood in the past. So that takes some intention and attention to what we're thinking about and what we want to bring forward. And so we're going to talk about that and how we do that in a multidimensional way, and how the inner child is the one holding the magic wand to help us get there. So nice. Margaret, I'm not pulling cards tonight. I will do that next week. But if you stay tuned for Angel Therapy with Maureen Mann at 8 o'clock, she will probably pull cards at the end of her show, because she usually does after she does and gives you messages from the angels. So if you're looking for that, check her out after, because that's nice for this evening. Oh, Sandy's saying I'm doing great because you came into my life. Thank you, sweetie. Me too. It's a mutual love fest. Hi, Judy. Welcome to the show. And Christine, thank you for joining us. Oh my goodness, Abigail's in the house. Woohoo! And that little chunky monkey Willow. I love that picture of her with you. Hi, Deborah. Nice to have you. Glad to have you in the house. So, tonight, as I was saying, is all about calling in the divine feminine energy. And, many of us don't think about that, or we focus only on that. And what's been really clear is that part of the rhythm of moving into this new paradigm is that the feminine and masculine energy needs to be in balance on the planet. We need to lead from our heart. We need to be in our heart space as much as we can. And when you're in that unconditional love, you have both the God and the goddess type of energy reunited. So rather than this pull of one or the other, it's a combined effort. You know, it's time to bring in some divine teamwork inside of ourselves so that we can then emanate that out to others and spread some healing. So I'm excited for that. So one of the things that, you know, different traditions see the energy in different ways. Oh, Margaret says, I can't wait for my oils to get there. I'm trying to think what day they said they would arrive. I think it's tomorrow, but it could be on Saturday. Thank you for mentioning the oils. Let me talk about that quick before I forget. So this week, every week I'm doing at least one special. This week, it was coming to my attention that a lot of people are having difficulty because they're used to using ibuprofen. And everything about the virus is saying that we probably shouldn't use it right now because it exacerbates symptoms if you get them. So what do you do? And so I've had these blends that I channeled years ago. They have come to me through me from my spiritual team to really help people in a more authentic, a more natural way. And it helps teach your energy body how to release energy where it's getting clogged when we're having difficulty. So this blend is 4 blends, and I'll post the link after. So this one is the allergy blend. I have the headache blend. I love this one because psychic headaches are a big thing as we're doing the ascension. And you can use it wherever you're having pressure. So if you're having it at the back of the neck or at the temples or on the forehead, you can use it in any of those spaces. And then the injury blend, and maybe you guys haven't been having that, but you know, a lot of my clients are having aches and pains, growing pains, energetic growing pains is what we've been experiencing in our hips, in our back, in our legs, in our knees, all over our body. And that is what the injury blend works on. It helps break apart any inflammation, but it also breaks apart any energy that's gathered and stuck in that one location. And then the last one is the sleepy time blend. And that one is because a lot of people in the energy fluctuations are having difficulty sleeping. And you can use it on your forehead before you go to bed, or you can also put it on your hands and then just wipe your hands across your pillow. I wouldn't put it directly on the pillow because it is oil and it would leave a mark. But if you put it on your hands first and then you coat your pillow, it can help with the, and that way you're breathing in the oils and it helps you sleep. And then with each of those, with that group, it's called the Natural Medicine Cabinet. You get a special bonus oil. And I asked my team what that oil will be for you. It's like whatever else you need, they throw it in the medicine cabinet bag. And I'm doing all of the oils for $45. That includes the shipping. And the cool thing about that is normally that's $100 worth of oils. So I'm getting it out there for people so that you can do this in need. And I'm excited about it. So I'll put that link up. If maybe I can, I will try it. Let me see if I can do it right now. And if I can, I'll be super excited. Let me see. Neshi, hold on to your hat. See if I can do this. I think it may have sent and shared. We'll see. So if not, I'll do it later. So thanks for loving and sharing the show. Oh, there it is. It did show up. I'm glad. Let's see who else is joining us. Amy Daniels, nice to have you. April, woohoo, nice to have you. And Nessie, yay. Glad you're here, and I'm glad you're loving and sharing the show. So here is the link. It's in the group, and if you click on it, it will take you to the natural medicine cabinet, which I'm very excited about. It's not on my my website page because frankly, I haven't figured out how to do a special that way, but I was able to figure it out through PayPal. So there we have it. So tonight, how do we call in the goddess energy? So depending on your belief system, there are different ways or different ways that we may experience the goddess energy. For some of us, we feel the power of that beneath our feet as part of the earth. We sense Gaia as holding, because she is our mother, right? The earth is our mother planet in this physical body. And so for many people, we feel that mother energy, the divine mother energy emanating from the earth. So some people will feel it beneath the feet and coming upwards in the energy system. And a lot of people feel the divine masculine above the head and coming down. And it's not an either or type of thing. Because in oneness, in consciousness, in all that is, they're not actually separate. But they often run through our energy body in a circuit. One goes up and then one comes down. And it's like a giant circle. And the energy just flows up and down. Some people have that flow happening with the masculine energy mostly coming down the left side of the body, and the feminine energy coming up mostly on, masculine on the right side of the body, which I'm probably showing you your left right now, and the feminine coming up the right side of the body. That's how it impacts our physical body. Sometimes we sense it in the front or the back, and I'm not too worried about the flow because you have both energies flowing to you and through you. They connect in the heart center, and they come together in that brief moment. And they do that in our high heart. And that's why when we connect to our high heart, we feel surrounded in unconditional love, because we have the divine masculine and the divine feminine back in union. And the visualization of that often is talked about, like when we have a sunrise or a sunset, when the sun and the earth energy are coming together to say good morning and to say good night. And it's like that kiss energy. We feel the magic in that moment. We feel that connection, and we sense that. So you can integrate however you see the divine, and call it in that particular way. One of the wow, I'm getting a lot of psychic chatter, so sorry about that. It's like a lot of people are here. I called in all the women, and boy, they're all here. And those of you who know, like with my blends, I have blends that are connected to various goddess energies. So there is one that activates the divine feminine, however you perceive that. And then there is one, if you feel a kinship with a particular goddess, I have the blends that are for Aphrodite and Athena, Isis, Nefertiti, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary. And I know for some people, they may not think of Mother Mary in goddess energy, but for me, the goddess definition is the feminine divine. And so for many people, Mother Mary symbolizes the feminine divine. Kuan Yin does as well. If you focus on Kuan Yin and use the Mother Mary oil blend, she will come in on that frequency. Their signature is very, very close. Think of them as kindred spirits and sisters. So they will come in on the same wave if you feel more connection to that. So when we're calling in the divine feminine energy, we're asking ourselves to be in that place of unconditional love. And right now, it's really crucial that we start accessing the divine feminine to bring balance, to restore peace, to restore order to some of the chaos that's going on. Because the panic energy that's going on is because so many people are in fight, flight, or freeze mode. We're in that stressor of survival. And when we're children, who do we look for? Who do we look to help us if we're scared? We look to our mother. We look to our father to help us, to protect us. And that is true of the god and the goddess energy as well. And so when we forget how to access that, we feel alone, we feel unsupported, and we can get spinning in our own energy, our own fear, and we often feel isolated. And the energy that we have in this quarantine is that there is a lot of isolation. There is a lot of disruption to our schedule, to the way we normally would live our lives. And it's flipping everything upside down, mostly because we need to come into a much better balance. And we manifested that. Cindy says, love your oils, and she sends them super fast. Yes. Yeah, Margaret's went out yesterday, and I believe they are supposed to get to you tomorrow. Maybe it's Saturday. I didn't hold on to that. And I didn't hold on to that. When I'm sending out multiple packages, I don't always know, remember. My team gets them to you when you need them. Yes. So Neshi's saying, do you have any info from or about Mary Magdalene? 'Tis the season with Easter. Yeah, hold on. Let me take a sip. See if I can get her to visit. So in the season of resurrection, we are in the process of rebirthing our entire existence, our entire planet. And we can follow those who've journeyed before us. And we do that by following the example of love that they have given us, having love for ourselves, love for each other, and the connection that we are all one. We are all part of the same fabric that we call here on the earth plane humanity. And when we remember that there is no other between us, there is only unity, then we will remember how to come together. We've spent thousands of years learning how to be separate, how to be independent, how to stand on our own 2 feet. And in that process, we've forgotten how to allow space for our spiritual team, the divine in all of its glory, to come to us and through us and support us with our spiritual walk and our spiritual lessons. So remember that in all of this disruption, there will be this energy of rebirth for all humanity, not for the one who led the way, but for all. And if you lean into unconditional love and remember that you are worthy of it in every moment, in every breath, then you will be able to be one with all and one with yourself. Wow, that was fun. I haven't been asked to channel her in a while, so there you go. I hope that was helpful. So yeah, we're not meant to be fragmented. We're not meant to be in just one or the other. We're not meant to be separate. And we're not meant to treat each other as better or less than. And in the goddess energy and the divine feminine, really in all the divine energy, there's no difference. There's no difference between us. And every life is valuable. Every connection is valuable. And, you know, people often only remember to connect to the energy in the holidays. We've also had Passover, you know, and that's another tradition that it's pretty poignant right now, isn't it? Because what are you doing in your separation, in your isolation or quarantine at the moment, to invite the virus to pass over your house, to not affect you or your loved ones? And there's a very similar belief system going on that's connected to that as well. So you have the amplified energy of the divine right now that we can all connect to and through in our own faith traditions, whatever they may be, knowing that they all are founded in love and created in love. And so when we call in the goddess energy, we're asking to bring our heart centers into balance in love and to release the fear that has been engulfing us, or the chaos that's been engulfing us. Does that make sense? No, she says, thank you both. Appreciate that. Hi, Kimberly. Nice to have you. She's very, I get a little short-circuited when I channel her, or Mother Mary, or Jesus, or Buddha, because their energy, the amount of love energy that flows through, and then you're back in your earth body and you're like, oh, right. Right. We're hoarding toilet paper right now. It's an interesting, like, how to get back into sync of the present. So there you have it. So when we want to invoke the goddess energy or call it in, it's no different than when we're praying to God. But some people don't think of calling both in. One of the things that has become part of my practice is I call in the Holy Mother, Father, God. So both sets of the energy combined. And I feel that flow through both sides of my body. So the left side of the body is really the feminine, spiritual, intuitive side. And the right side of the body is the very logic-based intellect that's connected to the divine masculine. And it's why the divine masculine sometimes has this energy of calling things into action. And the divine feminine is very much about caretaking the whole. And we're moving into an energy right now where it's about how do we caretake the whole as a global community. So calling in the goddess energy in all the different ways we can think of that helps amplify that energy on a planetary scale. It's time to balance out the spiritual masters. There have been feminine spiritual masters, but they have been diminished in many of the writings, right? And so it's time for there to be balance and harmony around that. And that will help create more balanced thinking around that as well. So lots and lots. And I'm so glad the show after this will take you through to the angels because we're going to need that. So with the divine feminine energy, calling that in, it's reminding ourselves of how we wanted to be loved and how we would like to love others without conditions. And unfortunately, that's not how we've been brought up, we've felt love retreated based on our performance or on our behavior. We felt love retreated because of who we are or how we choose to be, because we feel that disapproval energy. And that echoes back to a time when, as a planet, we believed in a judgmental God, a divine God who was judgmental. And even if you think back to the Greek gods, they were pretty much watching out what we were doing and how we were doing it. And if you go back into the Old Testament and things like that, you have a lot of judgment, do what I say, or I'll wipe you all out. That's not an all loving, unconditional loving deity, right? And so, but now as we're moving into this new paradigm, this new energy, we've been feeling a divine energy that is unconditional, that loves everybody, no matter what. As we do things, we have free will, and, as a divine parent, the energy is watching over us and going, oh, you chose to do that today? Okay. Oh, you choose to do that today? Okay. And it doesn't matter, right? It's us learning from our choices. But we're in this space where we know how to be separate. We know how to be individuals. But do we know how to really be one with everyone on the planet and be one with the planet, the nature, the animals, the plants, the trees, the water? Like, we see that as separate, and we don't understand sometimes that we all influence each other. And that's part of what this whole virus energy is about, is that there's no, those lines that we've drawn on a map and said, this is this country or that country. The virus doesn't know that doesn't care about that. It doesn't care about where it's going or how it's going. It's just living and breathing and going and being. But if we don't respect it as an entity, then it is going to have more destructive behavior than we might want. Does that make sense? So when we call in the goddess energy to level up, to match the energy. Many of us are being called to be that gentle healer, that caring person who holds space for people wherever they're at, to move forward. And it's not easy, right? Because the old vibration of the judgment comes in. But the divine feminine energy that wants to birth in this energy, that's going to birth in this Easter, is not like that, right? You just love everyone regardless, or irregardless, whichever it is. So to call that energy in, we need to be holding our energy in our high heart as much as we can. And we can use whatever tools serve us. So for some people, it's because this is all creation, conscious creation, right? We're manifesting the divine feminine to be more active inside of us and radiated out on the planet. And so whatever helps you bring that energy in, or remember to activate it within you, fantastic. So for some people that will be meditating or prayer. Some it will be creating an altar and maybe having a special focus of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in balance on your altar. Are they both represented equally? And doing that. And do you call to both God and goddess energy when you're praying? And can you find a way to imagine that? And that will help raise the unconditional love energy and begin to restore us back to unity, to harmony, and oneness is how I keep hearing it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a healing meditation to call that energy in. We're going to invite it in however you see it. So maybe you connect with Grandmother Earth or Mother Nature. Maybe you connect more fully with Mother Mary or Kuan Yin. Whatever calls to you as a representation of the divine feminine when I'm doing the meditation, feel free to see that, feel that, and experience that, okay? So I invite you to have your feet flat on the ground, your arms and legs uncrossed. It's very important in this meditation because of the way the masculine and the feminine energy flow through our body. We don't want to cross our circuits. and block one from flowing. So take a couple of deep breaths. And one more. We're going to begin by inviting in the divine energy, however we perceive that. Calling in the masculine and the feminine energy, grandmother earth, grandfather sky, God, goddess. And as we imagine that energy coming to us and through us, we ask to be surrounded and protected in a bubble of infinite love and infinite light. Creating a sacred space for us to feel safe, secure, loved. And we invite in our spiritual teams to guide us, and the ascended masters, all divine of the highest, fullest, and brightest vibration and frequency available to us in this moment. And we're going to invite the divine energy to begin to come in through our crown, noticing it at the top of our head. You may feel tingling or pressure. You may sense light or heat. And just welcoming that energy in like a giant column of light to fill all of our chakras, our entire heart line, and to radiate out from our being through all the layers of our aura. And feeling the divine light as it flows outward. And now welcoming in the energy of our high heart, our transcendental heart. You may sense a different color, a different frequency coming in. Gathering above your sternum. This beautiful pink light. And welcoming the divine feminine, the goddess, to be fully embraced. To stand equally with the divine masculine, co-creators within our own self. And as we hold space for those energies to come into balance within us, we welcome the activation of the Holy Trinity within us, holding the masculine and feminine and self as one. As has come through in all the teachings from all the masters. Who walked on this earth plane, teachers, leaders, guides. And in this time of remembrance, welcoming the balance and harmony within us, so that we may create this balance and harmony for all as one. And take a moment to ask your team any question that you have been searching for. And welcome the guidance, even if it comes to you in sleep time. And allow the energy of unconditional love to ground through your entire body, down into the earth plane, down through your feet, so that you can hold it and walk with it. And remember it from this moment forward. So take a couple of deep breaths. And just give yourself a little space. See how you're doing. Let me know you've gotten back. Write me a little note. Let me know you're here. Sometimes it's a little rough to come back. So there you have it. And that Judy's saying she's A-okay. Thank goodness, my dear. I'm glad you're good. Sometimes the messages don't come through really quickly. They come through in pieces. So just allow some space for that to happen. They come when we're ready to receive them. Abigail's saying, well, my headache is gone. And I love her face. Oh. So now she's saying, for my upcoming class on multidimensional manifesting in the inner child, that's coming up on the 23rd. Just check out starnations.org, and there's some changes that are coming up to the manifesting classes because the in-person stuff is getting all shifted. So Deborah is saying, lovely. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. And Amy said that felt so good. Thank you. Yes. I love when they meet. I feel like the merging in love energy is so beautiful and so important for us to remember, the importance that, Mary Magdalene played as the apostle with Jesus. And, it was meant to be a team effort, he received the teachings, she shared them, right? And not that the other disciples didn't, they did. But there was a very strong connection with them, right? And Mother Mary had a connection to both of them and held both of them strongly in her heart. And so there was a lot of love energy there. Kimberly says, thank you. Feel really balanced with both energies coming through. You're welcome. Yes, we don't even realize we're off balance because we've been off balance for such a long time. So that can be one of those things that's difficult. So if this is something, Deborah Sue is saying, this was spot on for me tonight. Thank you. I've opened my heart more. The fear was closing it up a little at a time. Oh, sweetie, for everybody, right? So if you know anybody who maybe needs this meditation, it is recorded once we're done. So feel free to send it to somebody because we don't need to hang on to it just being who was here live, right? There's pieces that can be for others. So I just want to remind you that we all have our own pathway to connect to the divine energy, and there isn't a right or a wrong way. There's just our way at the moment, and our way can change from moment to moment. But finding a way to center in unconditional love as often as we can, it does begin to dissolve and diminish the fear. And there's a lot of fear on the planet, but we don't have to absorb it. And for those of us who are empaths and we have this wide heart and we want to help others, it's that being that parent who's able to allow their child to learn on their own, right? And so we hold space and we see and we send love and we hope that they are able to find their way back to their center, but we can't do it for them. We can't create in their reality. We can only create our own. So in that place, the best we can not to absorb other people's, and we all do it. We all absorb it, right? And even when we know how to release it and ground it, it's coming in different ways than it ever has before. So we're having to learn new ways. And one of the things that's come in very clearly for me is that when I keep my feminine and my masculine energy in balance, then the other stuff begins to subside. And it's okay to have those feelings of fear and overwhelm and anxiety, because it's just reminding our ego body, it's letting us know what's going on underneath it all. And sometimes it's not ours, right? Sometimes it's just that we've picked it up because we've been reading so much of it, and then we're seeing all this panic, and maybe in the panic, we're like, well, maybe I should panic too, because we don't know. So it's one of those things. So Deborah's saying, I've been reading about Mary Magdalene, great knowledge and great love. Oh, fantastic. I'm trying to think. I just got, I'm trying to see if I can see it from here. My bookshelf is right over there. No, I can't read it from here. There's a very good Mary Magdalene book that's out, that is published by Hay House. I don't remember who the writer is, I'm sorry. But I know if you go to Hay House, it's on their website. And it's been a very good one. Or maybe, Deborah, you could share what you've been reading about Mary Magdalene. Her energy really resurfaced a couple of years ago when the Pope declared her an apostle, because it was found in the ancient texts that it had been sort of covered up. And so he resurrected that energy, and she has surged since then, really coming into the full energy that she's meant to hold with the planet, which is so exciting, and I'm very happy for. So if you would like help with holding the goddess energy, the divine feminine blend, and all the goddesses, the Aphrodite, Athena, Isis, Nefertiti, Mary Magdalene, and Mother Mary, they're all available on my website, trinityhealingsanctuaries.com. And you can always message me for them. They have a very high frequency, a very high vibration. So it's not something you need to do all the time, but it can help you in meditation, in prayer, to call that energy in, so that you can learn to hold that in stronger balance within you. And they're all pathways to the same. So none of them is more right or more wrong. And with that, I'm going to end a little bit early tonight because I want to send you guys over to Angel Therapy with Maureen Mann. She is another one of our Star Nations radio hosts. And she is going to be live tonight at 8 o'clock. And she's one of the spiritual teachers who is part of the online workshops about manifestation. And if you missed her class, or Ed Langland's class, they're both already pre-recorded and you can still get a hold of them. They both had fantastic nuggets of information that I even was able to take new things and carry them forward. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she has to offer tonight. To call in the angels, you've got the goddess energy going. Now how about bringing in those angels and see what this lovely holy week can hold in store for you. So with that, you guys, have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you next week on Chakra Sessions here on Thursday at 7 o'clock, and Soul Connections on Wednesday evenings from 7 to 9 at this point, when we do a healing meditation and we do card readings. And they've been intense card readings. So if that's something that you're looking for spiritual guidance, feel free to join that show or reach out to me or any of the Star Nation spiritual team, because we're here for you to help you get through this. Lots of love and light. Thank you for helping me do my purpose, which is to heal the healers. Have a great night, guys.